Good evening. This is the Vsb Tv 11 News for Wednesday, April 23rd. I'm Peter Cattell. Our top story. After 10 years of intensive research, Dr. Jamie Bacon and her team have been able to prove that it has been a mixture of pesticides and vehicle emissions that have made the biggest contribution to the toxic air and water that pose a real threat to both humans and animals living in Bermuda. Now the findings have been explained to new Environment Minister Trevor Moniz. Dr. Bacon is looking forward to helping government introduce remedial policies. Lowering vehicle emissions is a case in point.
If we can treat the road runoff to the point that we aren't just adding it into the environment as willy-nilly as we are now, that's going to help. But the vehicle emissions, spreading the hydrocarbons and metals everywhere. So
it's us.
It is us.
That's where your roadside drains come in, is it? That they're picking up part of the problem.
Right.
Through the rainfall.
And we tested also by where we put them in the drains in traffic areas. We tested the air as well. And you wouldn't necessarily want to be on a bike, say by Warwick Pond, and breathing it during rush hour. You know, so we need to really look at air quality too, because the emissions aren't healthy for us.
What have we done to ourselves? Do you feel an optimist?
There's certainly things we can do, and I think there's things now, we've been warned there's things we ought to do. If we can reduce vehicle emissions, that's a big help.
Will they be taking you seriously? I mean, have you found that they are taking you seriously?
I believe so. I just did another presentation to the current Minister of the Environment and the Permanent Secretary. So he's brought up to speed. It's a little challenging because there are new Ministers of the Environment quite regularly, so we need to educate them on where we are with the risk assessment and what we're trying to do and what maybe should be done.
Probably not a popular decision, but we did have at a $15 million cost a chamber built that all the cars in Bermuda could be tested, and those with very bad combustion levels could be told to go away and get fixed. But it never came to that moment. We still don't have a benchmark for Bermuda's level of contamination in the air.
No, they were supposed to eliminate the worst 10% each year, so gradually everything would get cleaner and cleaner. And I'm not sure why that's stalled.
They're still testing.
They did supposedly get enough data to be able to provide what these baselines should be.
Have they?
Well, my understanding was that they had, but whether I don't know if there's equipment issues or policy issues.
Although Premier Craig Cannonier minimizes the impact of the jobs survey that shows Bermuda lost 1,166 jobs in 2013 as being a one-week snapshot, the Shadow Finance Minister David Burt claimed today in a PLP response that it was horrific news from a government that campaigned on the slogan, "Jobs."
The employment statistics released yesterday should be alarming to all who call Bermuda home. The OBA promised 2,000 jobs, yet in their first year as government, total job losses stand at 1,166. The past year has seen companies repeatedly put profits before people, laying Bermudians off to be replaced either by cheaper foreign labor or outsourcing the job overseas. Meanwhile, Bermudians see international business report record profits, while local companies are eliminating long-standing benefits on which the Bermudian employees rely. The sacrifice being felt to Bermuda has not been shared equally. It seems to be limited to one segment of the population, the Bermudian working class. These job losses put mortgages and students' education in jeopardy and erode the hope of our people. While the Premier talks about incomes on the rise, more and more Bermudians continue to work more for less, seeing hours cut and are struggling to make ends meet. While the Premier talks about the record number of company incorporations, his own statistics show that 261 companies closed down last year. These 261 businesses that closed last year left Bermudians struggling to find alternative employment and drove them towards the United Kingdom and the United States looking for work options. Turning back the clock to the 1980s and 90s policies of hoping to win a beauty contest of offshore jurisdictions is not cutting edge enough to stimulate our economy. We cannot build an economy for the future with ideas from the last century. We must look forward and be bold. This is why the PLP have called for immediate action on online gaming, immediate action on alternative energy, investments, immediate action on freeing up local industry from unnecessary regulation, which is stifling the creativity of our entrepreneurs, and the establishment of a Bermuda Fund to attract new, job-creating industries to our shores.
A 31-year-old man who is currently serving prison time for drug offenses appeared in magistrate's court on charges of possessing drugs within the Westgate Correctional Facility. Janai Everett Bean of Warwick Parish pleaded not guilty to possessing cannabis in an increased penalty zone, namely Westgate Correctional Facility, on October 24th of last year. In court, Bean told acting magistrate One Wolf that there was nothing in his possession. The matter was adjourned and Bean will reappear at a later date for trial. At present, Bean is serving a 15-year sentence for conspiring with others to import approximately 2,000 grams of cocaine into Bermuda in 2011. Children, residents and visitors planning to attend the opening day of the annual agricultural exhibition on Thursday need to know that the Bermuda Industrial Union has called another of its meetings for the unionized staff of marine and ports and public transportation for 10:30 a.m. As a result, there will be reduced bus and no ferry service during this time. Services are expected to resume at the conclusion of the meeting. The purpose of the meeting has not been provided. The 18th annual Rubber Duck Derby is quickly approaching, and the event is by far the biggest fundraiser and an important contribution to meet the needs of the families and patients served by Friends of Hospice. Executive Director Kathy Belvedere explained what the proceeds of the event will go towards.
By supporting us, you'll be contributing to the continued program delivery and growth of our specialist services. Friends of Hospice is the charity supporting Agape House with palliative and hospice care in Bermuda. And whilst cancer diagnosis remains the mainstay of patient admissions at Agape, there is a diverse mix of non-cancer terminally sick patients. Some of these are just there for a brief stay to address some symptom management, but the majority, however, who come through the doors at the hospice are facing end of life. And for them, we have only one chance to get it right. One chance to give them the physical, emotional, and spiritual support that they need on their journey. We work in concert with Agape House staff, and we enhance the quality of life for each hospice patient by offering various free services at Agape House, such as personalized meal with a full kitchen, complimentary therapies such as massage, Reiki, bereavement counseling, and art therapy. Each of these services brings a sense of reassurance to the families and friends of those patients. Our day hospice, which is held on Mondays, is thriving, and the number of trained volunteer companions has increased steadily over the past 3 years. All of this is only possible because of the generosity of our community by supporting Rubber Duck Derby. At Friends of Hospice, we're truly committed to the belief that everyone has the right to pass their final days with dignity, peace, personalized care, and comfort.
The Rubber Duck Derby will take place at Ordnance Island on June the 1st from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. Tickets will be available from the Friends of Hospice as well as at the Agricultural Exhibition this Friday. Bermuda's 14-member Carifta swimming team captured 4 medals on the opening day in Aruba, 2 gold and 2 silver, and setting 1 Carifta and Bermuda age group record. Mike Sharp reports.
Both Jessie Washington and Emma Harvey won gold medals, while Harvey added another silver, and the girls' 400-meter relay team also went to the podium. Emma Harvey won gold in the 50-meter backstroke with her time of 31.93 seconds, setting new Bermuda and Carifta age group records, breaking her own record time set in the prelims, that time of 32.15. The Warwick Academy student then added a silver in the 100-meter butterfly, while Jessie Washington won the gold in the 100-meter butterfly in a time of 58.77, a personal best for Jessie. Bermuda then captured a silver medal in the girls' 400-meter relay, with Emma Harvey, Isabel Dutrano, Alisa Painter, and Ashley Irby finishing in a time of 4 minutes 22.93 seconds. Shannon Hassel placed fourth in the 50-meter backstroke. The meet continues in Aruba. This is Mike Sharp reporting for VSB Sports.
You can count on us.
Save $2 on imported seedless red grapes, just $2.99 per pound. USDA top round ground, only $3.89 per pound, saving you 90 cents. For a quick meal, Libby's corned beef, just $3.89 for a 12-ounce tin. Mott's apple juice, only $4.59 for a 64-ounce plastic bottle. All varieties of Tropicana punch juice, just $4.39 for a 59-ounce carton. All stores open Monday through Saturday until 10 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
For diagnostic service at its best, stop by Bermuda's premier automobile dealership and service center. Auto Solutions. Whirl with us.
We knew Mom needed a caregiver. A friend told us about Bermuda at-home services, and Mom can't wait to tell you how helpful they are.
They are wonderful. They help me with all my hygienic needs, prepare my meals, assist me with my medication, and much, much more. But most of all, they are very reliable and friendly.
There is also a great residential and office cleaning service that we offer. Call 541-2247 or email bahs@northrock.bm. Your home care under one roof.
Bermuda is an easy way to find great discounts while discovering fun activities to do in Bermuda. Discover the best spas, restaurants, activities, services, and shops at 50% off. Sign up to Bermudeals and start saving today.
Locals and tourists alike braved the occasional rain showers today to attend the historic peppercorn ceremony in the town square in St. George's, led by Governor George Ferguson, Mayor Rothwell, Bishop Nicholas Dill, and Premier Craig Cannonier. The traditional payment of the peppercorn rent was played out in the center of the usual pomp and ceremony that accompanies the event.
In accordance with the conditions contained in the grant of the State House to the Corporation of St. George in the year 1816 to hold it in trust for the Freemasons of the Lodge St. George of the Grand Lodge of Scotland in free and common sockage, I demand the payment of the annual rent of 1 peppercorn.
Your Excellency, I call upon the Worshipful Master of Lodge St. George to see to it that the rent is paid forthwith or suffer the pangs and penalties for non-fulfillment.
Your Excellency, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, in order that the Freemasons of Lodge St. George number 200 on the roll of the Grand Lodge of Scotland may continue to have and hold the old State House in free and common sockage, it is my duty and my privilege as Master of the Lodge to command the Treasurer to pay forthwith the annual rent of one peppercorn.
The rent is now being paid to the Accountant General.
In little more than a decade, the ISIS Charitable Foundation, created in Bermuda by corporate givers, has grown into a unique international entity that raises $3 million a year through Bermuda, Australia, the UK, and the USA to help fund communities in Nepal and Uganda. Their work has attracted many helpers in the two countries, and among them is now Director Prahlad Desai, who is currently visiting Bermuda to speak about the work of ISIS in his homeland of Nepal. He has been heading up an anti-child trafficking project for ISIS over the past 10 years.
Now we can say we train other organizations on child care models, how to care child in the institution, how to care child in the boarding school, how to do the case management. We train other organizations. That means within this 10 years time we gained some expertise. Now even we can transfer that knowledge to other organizations who is doing child care work or child care.
And move on, I presume, because you've got so much to do.
Yeah, the best thing we did is we repatriated a lot of kids back to their family. We say safe repatriation. We make sure that their health service is there, education is there, and they are safe. They are not again abused or exploited or re-trafficked from their home. We do all this assessment and we send them back. If we feel like the kids are safe, then only we repatriate them in the family with the mechanism that we do follow up very regularly for them.
Is there a problem working so far away from Bermuda with, I suppose, headquarters here and you are there? Is the correspondence easy?
I think at time-wise, when Bermuda wakes up, we sleep, and then, it's like that. But again, it works perfectly well. We have very committed people here in Bermuda, in Australia, and in Nepal, and USA also. We have got people working. Our research office is in Montana, in USA.
It's global.
It's a global somehow. We are not big, but we are pretty, spread globally. So I think we have to manage. It's a time-wise we have to manage, and I would say, working with Bermudians is. I know quite a few Bermudians here, and then ISIS is started or incepted or originated in Bermuda.
Now, here's a look at the daily markets, presented by Bias.
Here are the daily markets presented by Bias. U.S. stocks declined and bond prices rose as economic data came in weaker than expected. Emerging markets also declined as Chinese manufacturing contracted. U.S. stocks declined after a six-day rally as earnings from AT&T and Amgen disappeared and home sales dropped unexpectedly. The S&P 500 closed at 1,875, down 0.22%. 4,500 shares of Keytech traded today at a share price of $5.01. Bermuda-related stocks listed in the U.S. closed higher. Investors took profits in German stocks following its biggest jump in 7 weeks. Auto stocks Daimler and Volkswagen fell 1.3%, while Adidas was the biggest gainer, up 1.1%. DAX closed at 9,544, down 0.58%. Chinese stocks fell for the fourth time in 5 days after a manufacturing gauge signaled a contraction in the economy. The Hang Seng Index was down 0.97%, while Shanghai Index closed lower by 0.26%. The Brazilian index declined as commodities dropped following a report indicating that manufacturing contracted further in China, Brazil's largest trading partner. The Bovespa was down 0.78% and closed at 51,571. U.S. Treasury prices rose after house sales in the U.S. declined unexpectedly. The 10-year U.S. Treasury yield currently stands at 2.69%, down 2 basis points. The Japanese yen rose the most in almost 2 weeks versus the dollar as U.S. and China reported weaker than forecast economic data.
The yen gained 0.13% against the dollar as of last trade. That was a look at the daily markets presented by Bias. There's more news after the break.
The Dollar Depots are your one-stop shop for your party and entertaining essentials. Bags, balloons, bows, decorations and invitations for all themes and occasions. Party favors, gifts and toys, piñatas, games and candy for any celebration. Fun and colorful accessories and supplies to create and cater the perfect party or family and friends gathering. Let Dollar Depot make your entertaining easy and your party pop. Visit Monday through Saturday in Hamilton, Heron Bay, Shelley Bay, and Somerset. Dollar Depot, where you buy value for less.
Copyfax is Bermuda's authorized Samsung dealer. See a large range of Samsung color and black and white multifunctional machines, printers, scanners, faxes, and copiers, and all networkable. Copyfax has Samsung machines suitable for home, office, or any size business in an A4 format, taking up less room than other similar equipment. And replacement supplies are in stock for all of their Samsung products. Affordable shopping at Copyfax Limited, where service comes first.
Help build a lasting legacy with the Bermuda Hospital's Charitable Trust. Support our hospital by purchasing a 4x8-inch brick for the Legacy Walkway. Your engraved brick will be predominantly featured outside the new acute care wing. You can customize your brick with a personal message, a tribute, names of family members, or even a special thank you. Call 295-2428 or visit bhct.bm to make arrangements for your legacy brick today.
BIC, a world leader in Pens R Us, sent the Royal Hamilton Amateur Dinghy Club 35 new glide boats for the Open BIC North American Championships that get underway tomorrow. The Vice Commodore of RHADC, Neil Redburn, told Vsb Sports that young sailors from Hawaii, the continental US, and France will compete with Bermuda's best over the next 4 days.
This is the Open BIC North American Championships. The Open BIC's a relatively new sport boat for young sailors. Plastic boat, looks kind of like a windsurfer, and we've been fortunate enough to be able to host the North American Championships. We've got approximately 20 sailors coming in from overseas, in addition to 15 or so local sailors. And the overseas sailors are coming predominantly from the United States. We do have one coming from France. And when I say the United States, all over the United States. So Florida, New England, upstate New York, and a team from Hawaii who arrived on the island on Saturday.
So 24th to the 27th, where will the sailing take place?
It really depends on the wind. If it's very, very windy, as the forecast might suggest, we'll do some of the racing in Hamilton Harbour, which means that spectators will be able to see from All Boys Point or from Front Street. If the winds are lighter, then we'll do racing in the Great Sound.
Kanoa Pick from Hawaii, 11 years old. Tell us, how do you feel about competing here?
I think there's going to be a lot of good competitors. It's going to be hard. I just want to finish all the races.
What part of Hawaii are you from?
I'm from Hawaii Kai, which on Oahu.
Have you competed outside of Hawaii before?
No, but I've been to Maui to race too.
All right. Think you could pull off a victory here?
I don't know.
Speaking now with Karis Todd, Bermudian sailor. Karis, how's the preparation been for this BIC Championships?
It's been a lot of fun. It's cool. We're going to train with some of the Hawaiians after school today, so it's going to be cool to sail with everyone.
Right. This is a big one. I know it's a relatively new tournament, but would you think you're going to do extremely well here, or how do you feel going into this?
I just kind of want to have fun, so hopefully I'll do well, but...
Diane Carlson will report from the Agricultural Exhibition from 9:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. on Thursday, with information and interviews with some of the exhibitors on 1450 AM Gold, sponsored by Lindo's Group of Companies and the Animal and Garden House.
People and Places with Charles Webb, Mondays in the Vsb TV 11 Evening News at 7:30, 8:30 and midnight, sponsored by Big Saving Zone at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's VSB weather forecast. Our weather shot is brought to us by Dennis Whitehead, taken at 3 in the afternoon. Shot looking across Castle Harbor, also over the Tuckers Point Golf Course. Another beautiful spring day. Actually, though it was windy, seas in Castle Harbor looking quite calm. A little hazy, slightly overcast. We did get some gorgeous sunshine. Thank you, Dennis, for sending this shot in. Temperatures for today, we had a high of 76 at 2 in the afternoon and a low of 68 at 12 in the morning. Current conditions, 71 degrees, humidity 75%, winds west-southwest 20 to 25 knots, and barometric pressure is falling slowly at 29.76 inches. Rainfall index for the month of April, 1.37 inches, yearly total 20.46, yearly normal for this time is 17.66 inches. Looking at the satellite. As a cold front makes its approach tonight, unsettled conditions with a few showers and moderate to strong winds increase this evening. Winds will become strong with gusts to gale force overnight and will persist into Friday morning. High pressure then returns on Friday before another frontal boundary approaches Saturday night. And looking at the gateway cities, Atlanta mostly sunny and 80, Boston breezy 57, Charlotte mostly sunny 73, London mostly cloudy, 64. Miami, 83, partly cloudy. New York, 62 and sunny. Orlando, 87, partly cloudy. Philadelphia, mostly sunny, 65. Toronto, sunny and 54. And Washington, partly cloudy and 68 degrees. And back at home tonight, mostly cloudy with a few showers, low near 65. Winds west-southwest, 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 35 knots. And veering west-northwest, 20 to 30 knots with gusts up to 40 knots. Tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud with a lingering morning shower with a high near 71. Winds west-northwest, 22 to 32 knots with gusts up to 42 knots. And then veering northwest, 20 to 30 knots by the evening. Marine tonight, we've got a small craft warning. Seas inside the reef, 2 to 3 feet. Seas outside the reef, 6 to 12 feet. And the sea surface temperature is 73 degrees. Marine tomorrow, small craft warning continues with seas inside the reef, 2 to 4 feet. Seas outside the reef, 6 to 15 feet. Low tide will be at 11:18 in the morning, and high tide will be at 5:28 in the afternoon. And looking at the 5-day forecast, Friday, partly cloudy, high near 70. Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy with a few showers overnight, high near 72. So looking good for the Ag Show. Sunday, sunny periods with a few showers, breezy, high near 74. And Monday, mix of sun and cloud with a high near 73. Thank you to our meteorologists tonight, Fred and Rob, and everyone at the Bermuda Weather Service. I'm Rachel Sodden. Have a great evening.
Thanks for tuning in to the TV 11 News. We'll look forward to your company again tomorrow night. Good night.
Peter Cattell's attire courtesy of A.S. Cooper & Sons Limited. Wardrobe and makeup for Rachel Sodden, provided by Gibbons Company.
VSB TV 11, Bermuda.